Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Handy Andy's Home Improvement. It is now Monday afternoon, the day before the city picks up compost, which is in this yellow bin. And so what I want to do is empty out my compost bin. The previous tenants just filled this up with sticks, junk like that that's not going to decompose into soil. So I'm going to be emptying that stuff out, putting it into the city bin so it can be picked up tomorrow. And also, since I am going to be emptying that out, since there are all these weeds around here, and I do have a bunch of sod behind the shed, which maybe you can see some sod that's right there. I thought I would maybe tear up all of the weeds that are here and then just replace that with some of the sod, some grass, and then I've got some coffee grounds, eggshells. I tend to eat a good amount of bananas, put those peels in there. Basically any of the food waste, the produce waste that I have other than onions, garlic, and citrus, because I hear those are bad for worms. I believe because they lower the pH, make it a little too acidic, and so that's problematic. You want worms in your garden. And then there are some random parts of the yard that have some big weeds. I might chop some of those down, might replace some of the weedy parts of the grass with sod, and then, you know, that stuff that I dig up, any of those weeds, I'm going to put into this bin because I do not want those weeds to then populate my soil that I'll be producing here with this compost. I want to be getting rid of that stuff, have the city pick it up. So that's what I'll be doing today, and then also picking up the weeds and stuff for compost around the fire pit. So I'll document that as I go, show you some photos so you can see what stuff looks like. All right. And so I just took the top off the compost bin, and you can see there's a plastic bag and then a stick and all of this kind of crap. Looks like there's a little bit of soil, but for the most part, it doesn't really look like it's decomposing that well. Yeah. So I have made some progress with the compost bin. You can see I actually removed it, dug it all out, and found out what was in there. And it's actually pretty disappointing just to see all the stuff that's in there that's not going to decompose. Thing I saw a lot of in there was corn cobs. Probably been in there for multiple years. Yeah, I mean, what you want to have in your compost is stuff that will biodegrade, so you will have a nice soil in the end. And if you just throw corn cobs in there, it's going to take them maybe decades to decompose. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in there that's not that useful. There's a lot of dirt, so it's kind of unfortunate that it's getting wasted. But with it, there were pieces of trash, things like that, that, you know, I did my best to pick out. You can see right there some trash. And so, yeah, I mean, I tried to get that out of there. And so what I'm going to do now is just scrape this so, you know, it's nice and clean. And I'm going to tear out all these weeds, put some sod there. So this will at least be a little bit nicer area of the yard, and I'll start fresh with compost from scraps and, you know, whatnot that come from my kitchen, yard waste, whatever. As long as it's not weeds, I don't want weeds to be propagating in the compost that would then be spread to, you know, the garden later. Maybe next year I'll be doing that. And yeah, I just want to make sure that this is quality compost, good soil. So that's what looks like is happening. Yeah, I'll keep you posted. Hey, so I finished with the compost bin, and so this is basically all of the crap, corn cobs, ash, all the crap that was in here. And so what I did is I dug it all out, and I dug out around it because there were a bunch of weeds. And so that's why this is filled up. And then I replaced what I dug up with the sod around there, so hopefully that can grow back. I did get this back in the ground. It actually has 4 bolts around it, so I was able to bolt it into the soil. And yeah, unfortunately, because this bin is so full, I'll have to take care of the fire pit for next week's load of compost that the city will pick up. But then I should also have, you know, other weeds from around the house, so I will be able to utilize this bin pretty well. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, I'm dripping with sweat. It's pretty hot and humid. So yeah, tools that I used were the flat shovel, the hoe, hose those off, put those away, water down the garden, and water down this new sod. And then yeah, then I'm gonna take a shower, run some errands, try to get an earlier start tomorrow after this compost gets picked up. Start working on that, that fire pit and stuff. Yeah, man, it's hot and humid. It's tough work. And if you appreciate the work that I'm doing, these videos that I'm making, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you in the next one.